Paul, thanks for joining us again. Next up is something that a few years ago would have probably given the traditionalists a heart attack, and yet now is almost a familiar sight on every boulder and sport crag within the British Isles. It's the knee pad.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah, totally accepted. Definitely would have been frowned upon really back in the day, but yeah, kind of it's become a legitimate piece of climbing equipment. But I guess why not? You know, we all wear sticky rubber rock shoes. We use chalk, and there's different types of chalk nowadays. And yeah, the knee pad is here.
I remember when you first showed me this, I thought it looked cool. But the thing that really raised my eyebrow was the price, because basically coming in at 35 quid, this knee pad is, you could basically buy almost two for the price of one of a lot of other knee pads that are out there.
I agree. And, you know, people have kind of been a bit kind of surprised, because actually it's a really well-designed product as well. And the basis of it is we've got like a neoprene type pad that wraps completely around the knee and the upper the leg. You've got the Velcro closure, which you can adjust where you want that to be to get the right tension. And then you've got two straps that cross over each other, so you can fine tune the fit and the tension and adjustment around the leg. And then on the front, the all crucial, the rubber patch on there. And the other thing to notice on here, the rubber actually goes all the way down to the bottom of the pad as well. So there isn't like that, what I've seen on other knee pads, and the one that I've used, it has like the kind of the piece of the suede or whatever it is runs along the bottom. And if you catch on that bit, it tends to either tear it or it just doesn't grip as well. So they've managed to bring the rubber right down to the bottom on there. And because of all the adjustability, if you want it to be down to the right to the knee, you can do that. But if you need it further up the thigh, you can kind of move it further up the leg, depending if you're in kind of, I guess, like the big tufa caves and things like that. And what you said in the introduction about, I guess, being able to almost buy two for the price of one, for those kind of big cave tufa knee hooking routes where you do need one on each leg, I guess that's probably a really good benefit of that as well. So a cool, really well designed, thought out product, but yeah, at an amazing price.
Funny enough, one of the times that I used them was in Kalymnos, and you know, we wouldn't just be using them on the harder routes we were doing. We'd be using them on the warm-ups as well, because of the fact that it's hot, so you tend to be in shorts and t-shirts. And if you did wear shorts and you were doing all of these sort of knee bars behind tufas, doesn't matter whether it's easy or hard, your thighs came out of it looking like you'd been, I don't know, rubbing yourself with sandpaper. So
absolutely.
It just made the experience.
I mean, it feels like, you're right, for that sort of climbing, it's just an essential piece of equipment now. I mean, it really is. So so that's the Kneerock. And then the final product, I guess, in the accessories, we've got the Jamrock, which is a pair of jamming crack gloves.
Paul, there are people out there probably right now, having seen us just talk about how essential knee pads are, to now moving on to how essential crack gloves are, and just thinking, what have we become?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you've seen any of the videos of various people climbing under bridges now, jamming their way around underneath bridges around the UK and Scotland. There's some fantastic stuff. And I think these things now just seem like it is, again, it's an essential piece of kit. And so the Jamrock, you've got obviously the important rubber bit, the bit that gives the grip. They just slip over the fingers and the thumb onto the back of the hand. And then the other cool thing on here, we've got some grippy pieces on the inside, which is an extra touch just to give you that extra bit of grip and stop them slipping around too much. And it comes in 3 sizes, small, medium and large as well. So there is size options on them. And then you've just got a single closure strap and Velcro that just threads through there. That goes around the wrist and locks in position, and then that's on the back of your hand.
I mean,
like that.
and you know, to an extent with both the knee pad and with the crack gloves, there's a performance aspect, but actually in the case of both, again, there's just a comfort aspect as well. If you're climbing somewhere like, I would think of Ramshaw in the down, you know, near the Roaches in Staffordshire, as being a prime example of somewhere where if you do actually have a pair of crack gloves on, it's quite enjoyable. If you go into it like bareback, you're potentially in for a rough ride, a rough and bloody ride.
I think you're right. I mean, I've never used a crack glove, but I guess if I get my great trad head back on and go to some of those routes that I probably avoided back in the day, I might be needing both a knee pad and a crack glove, actually. Who knows?
Cool. Well, thanks for taking us through those, Paul.
Brilliant. Thanks, Rob.